how's it going? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Hope you stick around. And for my loyal watchers, thank you so much for popping back in to see what I've created for you today. Okay, so I'm using a couple of things. One, I'm using a cut file from Gwen's shop, Cut to You cut file, and it's in her shop, and I will link that in the description for you. No affiliate links, just love the cut file. So I'll let you know where to get that from. Now, this is the whole cut file. Okay, so as you can see, I cut it maybe a little bit too big, but because I don't want to waste paper, one, I think I printed my photos too big, and two, the cut file too big. But it's okay, I make it work, don't panic. This is where you can cut a cut file out however you like, right? But then you can modify it however you want. So something that I really enjoy doing, instead of backing the cut file individually, each letter, which is traditionally what I've noticed on a lot of channels, what I actually prefer to do, and I find it a lot simpler, is a lot easier and quicker. Any more adjectives? I basically like to glue down my outline and raise up the centerpiece. So that way then the centerpiece, I can either paint them, I can leave them white, I can spray them with a Distress Oxide spray, I could spray them with Heidi Swap shimmer spray, I can paint them with ink, I can gold emboss them, I can use silver, rose gold flakes, foil. The list is endless what you can do to make your title stand out. Now, this is 2 of my children. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So this particular day we were out in the sun, and it was actually winter, and it was really, really nice out in the sun. So I decided that I would snap a few photos, and these 2 are thick as thieves, and they are the best of friends, and they're the rarity, okay, with children. They get on literally 99.9% of the time. Very, very rarely have these 2 kids ever butted heads over anything dramatic. They really are sisters and best friends for life. Like, they really, and when I saw this cut file, I thought, I have to do it. I've just got to do it. I mean, all 3 of my kids get along, but because these 2, so Angela and Jennifer are my younger 2, and obviously because of their ages are closer, Taylor's 9 years older than Angela, so obviously Angela and Taylor have a connection now because she's older. So anyone with a blended family knows the struggles, I guess, and they all get along well, but the 2 younger ones, they are thick as thieves, and they will back each other no matter what. It is so, so good to see. Now, the reason I'm waffling with all this is because, well, all I'm doing is gluing down a cut file. It's not very exciting. It's, but so basically what I did is I cut apart the cut file. So it was all in one piece. I separated it. I cut the hearts off it because as much as I love the hearts, and I do end up using 2 of them, I bought 2 of them back over because I do love them, and that was sort of another part to the cut file that I absolutely loved. I just had to sort of separate it so I could put the words in a way that it worked around the girls' heads, so I wasn't blocking over the top of their head. I couldn't get the sisters and the besties to sit between those 2 photos, even though the middle photo, there's a lot of blank space on the left-hand side. I couldn't get it to work. And I really wanted the one at the bottom where Jennifer's doing a love heart with her hands. Hence why I wanted the love hearts. But it's okay. You know what? Happy accidents happen when we're crafting. And sometimes they work out. And this time they worked out beautifully. So I let my glue dry. Now I use art glitter glue. I have been using in some previous videos the Nuvo Deluxe glue, and it is great for paint, for paper on paper and all that sort of jazz, and people rave about it. But I personally just have a love for the art glitter glue, so that I've just gone back to that, and it's no negative. It's just that's the glue I prefer. So this is something that you guys will very, 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 to be honest, probably the last time you'll ever see me do it. I don't normally cut out the little houses or the little photo frames or anything like that. I don't normally do that. I will fussy cut flowers, hearts, stars, shapes, that sort of thing. But I have a real issue with using elements on my page that should be bigger than what the photo is. Does that make sense? So obviously my children now look like giants next to these tiny houses. But I told myself I was going to challenge myself with this particular pack. I was going to challenge myself to use these houses somewhere. I love them. They're super cute. I love the colours. They've got intricate details on them. Like one says love, one says sweet. So it totally blends. And I did cut out the little tiny bunnies, and because I love bunnies. I absolutely love them. And we can't have them here in Queensland. I know in the southern states you're allowed to have them as pets and stuff, but they're banned in Queensland, so we can't have one. But I absolutely adore them. Now, as you can see, the trees are tiny, but I wanted to sort of create a little bit of a landscape in that bottom corner. That's what I thought I'd do. I'm using it. I'm challenging myself. Let me know below what you think. Do you think I pulled it off, or do you think it's definite? Is it definitely something Karren should leave to the pros? Because honestly, I gave it a shot. I raised some up. I dropped some back. I created a bit of... I think it works. But you let me know. Is it something that you reckon I succeeded at, or something that maybe I should just leave that to the pros? So, sorry, just gotta have a drink. Won't be a sec. It's freezing here again today. It's winter for us. We've just hit winter. It's the 4th of June. It's my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. And when I'm recording this anyway, and it's really windy again. We have got, they call it what did they call it? A cold change coming from the south is what they call it. Well, for everyone that all my subscribers, my followers, everyone that follows me from overseas, Australia, there's a few things that I'd love to clear up. Okay. And my next page that I scrap, you guys are going to laugh. My Canadian, US, UK, even Kiwis, even you know, New Zealand, I affectionately call you Kiwis. I hope that's okay. I adore your accent, honestly. And there's a few things. Okay, so my daughter actually asked me the other day. She watches TikTok and all that sort of jazz. All I'm doing here, by the way, is adding some color, and I'm mixing a couple of different inks together. So the two yellow inks that I'm joining together are Scattered Straw and Antique Linen. And the two blues are Speckled Egg and Stormy Sky. They're distress inks. I will have all that in the description. So if you just want to watch and if something grabs your attention, just look in the description below and it'll all be in there. So my daughter. Okay, so while I'm painting this, my eldest daughter loves TikTok. My younger two do not have social media of any description. I'm very no about that. My husband and I are very. My husband actually repairs computers for a living and has done and has been in the computer industry since he left high school. So he knows the pitfalls of all this sort of stuff, and so we believe that we'll protect him for as long as we can, and if that makes me the old grumpy parent, well, so be it. However, TikTok. They don't have a TikTok account, but my older daughter and myself both enjoy a bit of TikTok. It's great. It's funny. It, with a mature mind, it's good. Okay, so she comes into me and she said, Mum, you've got to hear this. And I'm like, what? She showed me and she said, they think that we say water wrong. And I'm like, what do you mean? Anyway, and there's literally this TikTok tangent of where people are saying, we don't even think we have an accent. Okay, like, as far as I'm concerned, an Aussie doesn't have an accent. Like, the further you go south, the faster they talk. The further you go north, the slower they talk. That's just a given thing. And that's something that I notice. However, I don't really notice an accent. I know we have ochre words that we say, but water, like, the stuff you drink, water. She said, I want you to ask your subscribers if they think you say water wrong. And I'm like, really? She goes, you've got a microphone. You can say it very clearly. So, for my daughter, Taylor wants to know this. Okay. Do you think that I say water wrong? Just comment below. Water. It's I don't think I say it wrong. I think it's just our accent. Water. And something else I'll bring up in another video. I've actually got some photos so you guys can have a laugh about it. It's pretty funny. And it's to do with kangaroos. So now I'll just draw your attention to what I'm doing here. What I showed you very quickly there was my mica powders. I made the investment because I sat back and I thought to myself, what's the one thing that draws me to a product? And 99% of the time, it's shimmer and shine. They're the two things that I feel will make my page pop. So I like the shimmer and shine to contrast with the flat matte color. That at the moment, I'm really loving that look. So what I decided to do is invest in mica powders. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm going to put this out there, and I don't have it. These say that they're non-toxic. Not a problem. I bought, I think there's a 38 or 39 pack. And to tell you that I love these, wow, I love them. These things. So I went through and I put a swatch on the top of each jar. These things are going to last me till my dying day because the amount you use is so minimal, but the richness of colors and the depth and range of colors is amazing. So what I decided to do, so here you can see me opening one of the jars, right? Now see how very, very little I just put on there. Now what I've done is I've gone along with my art glitter glue in my fine liner bottle with the tip, and I wasn't even squeezing. It was just whatever came out, and I just made little lines with it. This cut file has been cut out on American Crafts textured cardstock, so it's got a little bit of grit to it. Okay, now see all of them there. Oh my god, they're just so good. So what I decided to do was create just a little bit of shimmer, sort of dripping down from the top, if that makes sense, like running down from the top. And I did the blue on blue and I did the gold on gold. Now, I shouldn't say gold on gold because when it comes to these powders, there's literally a range of golds. If you want me to do a really quick, I can chuck it in my review. I can do a quick review of them. They just to show you them all. Oh my goodness. Actually, you know what? I will do that because there is so many of them and they're absolutely beautiful. And you can do so much with them. You can add them to glue. You can add them on top of glue like this. You can add them to paint. You can add them on top of, what I actually did on top of all of them is I just put a piece of double-sided tape on the top of the lid and on the top of the circle, sorry. I punched out some circles that fit. I think it's 3/4 of an inch, something like that. I cut them out and I put a piece of double-sided tape on top of that, and then I just the smallest amount, like the craziest, tiniest amount, and I swatched them all on top of the jars. And to say it makes me happy looking at them, I know as crafters you're not going to think I'm weird, but wow, does it make me happy. And look at all this shine. Now I'm doing this on top of my waxed paper because I needed to be able to move them around, and it's a shimmer dust, so you're going to get shimmer everywhere. I wouldn't say it's as bad as glitter. It's really not because it sticks to whatever you put it on. But I did want to be able to do that. I am very conscious about the fact that it's a powder, and mica powder has a bit of a reputation for giving you respiratory distress if you're breathing it in and whatever. This stuff is non-toxic, but I do have asthma, so I actually had a face mask on when I was doing all the swatches because I was opening them all up, and I did it, and it was over. I think it took me nearly 2 hours to do it, but just for safety. So that's what I did. There's no warning on the jars saying that you have to do that, but because I have asthma, I chose to do that. So then what I did is I went through and I added just my cheap craft foam to the centers of all the words, and I just popped them up. I didn't want these to be tone on tone with the lines underneath because I feel like I've just done that on another layout, and I wanted them to stand out, stand alone sort of thing. So if you can see the mistake in it, call me out on it. But I did make a mistake, and yeah, it bugs me, but it doesn't bug me enough to go through and change it. So I'm not going to, you know what? I'm not going to point it out because if you guys see it, let me know what the mistake is. And just to give you a bit of assistance, it's not real. No, you know what? I can't call it a mistake. I did the top Sisters and Besties. I did them gold going to blue. And then for life, I did blue going to gold. So, I don't know. I think in my head, what I actually wanted to do was go Sisters blue, Sisters gold to blue, and then Besties blue to gold, and then for gold to blue. That's what I wanted to do, and I lost the plot. I don't know why. I don't know why I did it that way. But it turned out so nice. And the shimmer, wow. I'm just setting my scissors on there just to hold them down while the glue takes. So at this point, I was like, I really want some hearts on here. So I decided, now I'd already thrown out the middle pieces. So at the moment, I'm scavenging through my bin. Thankfully, I'd only just emptied it. And I went through and I found the inserts. I was like, little tiny bit. Can't believe I found them. But anyway, so I decided, just because it's 2 children, I'm just going to put 2 hearts on there. And that totally worked. Now, I didn't throw this ink out either. It was still on my paper, so on my plastic. I sat it to the side because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do splatters. And guess what? I don't. I don't, because I just didn't do it. I couldn't do it. I like my pages to look clean, and unless I'm specifically doing splatters, I just didn't do it. So this is my amazing page. I think it's adorable. You've got to let me know if you like the houses or if you don't. Are you for me? Are you feeling it? You're not feeling it? So leave me a yeah, nah, or a nah, yeah down the bottom when it comes to the houses. I think it's a bit of a nah, yeah. I reckon they work. On this particular page, they work. So that's my opinion. But will I do it again in the near future? You'll have to come back and see, I reckon. But for me personally, I love the cut file. I'm really glad I could get those hearts on there. And now I'm just going to give you a quick close-up. Check out that shimmer. I've got to try and catch the light the right way. How gorgeous is that? Now, if you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you as a subscriber. I try and put up at least 5 videos a week. And I love all things scrapbook. And there's nothing I won't be willing to try. So if you are already a subscriber, hit the like and let me know down below. Did you like the houses or not? Thanks very much, guys. I'll chat to you soon. Bye.